Good morning, everyone, and depending where you are, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Parsai. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I teach immigration consulting at Ashton College, and I'm the author of the bestseller book, 88 Tips on Immigration to Canada. You can find out your purchasing options by visiting Amazon websites. I'm also recently been appointed as an adjunct professor at Queen's University Law to teach immigration courses. I have more than 10 years of experience as an independent immigration consultant with clients from 50 plus different countries. I think so far we've reached 54. And just like any other Sunday morning, what I'm going to do today is quickly review the immigration news, and then if you have any questions, you can ask your questions and I will happily answer those questions. You can type your questions in the chat box. You don't need to repeat them, but when I'm finished with the news, if there are any questions, I will get back to you and I will answer your questions. Just give me a second. Let me grab my coffee and I will be back. Okay, so let's go through the latest news. So if you're interested, you can visit this link that will link you to the news that we publish. And we have a journalist in our company, and she researches the news and publishes the latest updates about immigration to Canada. So you can visit settler.news or the link that I posted here, or sign up to our news channel on Google News and follow the latest updates that we publish. So there are a couple of things that I would like to share with you. One of them is the latest PNP draws. So we have some provinces that they did run some draws. I would like to talk about those provinces. So one of those provinces is Prince Edward Island. They invited 143 candidates on September 16th, so 3 days ago. They invited 14 people under business work permit, entrepreneur invitation. 72 was the minimum point threshold for business invitations. They also invited 129 labor and express entry invitations, and the total number of invitations, as I mentioned, was 143. And then British Columbia on September 14th ran some invitations, and they invited 365 people. And so the number of invitations under 365 people was for programs such as skilled worker or SI program, international student or graduates entry level and semi-skilled, skilled worker express entry BC, and international graduate express entry BC. And also they, on September 14th, they also invited another 99 people under a skilled worker, international graduate, skilled worker, and international graduate. But these were only limited to NOC code 0621, 0631 only. Alberta invited on September 7th, 2021, and they issued notifications of interest or NOI letters to 500 people, and the lowest CRS score that they picked from Express Entry Pool was 300. So this was an Alberta invitation. I will post the link below this video, but if you are interested, I also have posted the link. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. So they I posted the link in the chat box, but I will later, after we have the recording, I will post it below this video as well. So it looks like that some of the provinces were really active. For those of you who have applied under the Quebec Skilled Workers Program, now the Government of Canada has extended bridging open work permit for some Quebec skilled workers. Generally speaking, when somebody is applying for immigration to Canada, under certain circumstances, they may qualify for a bridging open work permit. It means that you are already inside Canada, you have a valid work permit, your work permit will expire in less than 4 months, and you have applied for immigration to Canada under certain programs. In this situation, you may apply for a new work permit. That work permit is called BOWP, or Bridging Open Work Permit, and allows you to work for any employer while you're waiting for your permanent resident application being processed. The most famous option for Bridging Open Work Permit is Canadian Experience Class. However, if you are also applying under a PNC or Provincial Nominee Class program, you may also qualify for Bridging Open Work Permit if the job offer that you have, the application that you have submitted is not specific to any employer. And you can find out about that by looking at the certification of nomination by the province. Now, in terms of Quebec, because we do not consider Quebec PNC per se, because of the kind of contract that Quebec has with the federal government, that was some ambiguities around that. But now, the Government of Canada has posted which Quebec skilled worker class applicants could apply for bridging open work permit. So again, I posted the link here on the chat box, and I will, after we're done with this video, I will also post the link underneath this video. So, hello everyone. So if you have any questions, just post them here, and then I will look into those questions and I will answer them as much as I can. Okay, so this one, I don't know whether it's newsworthy or not, but the three organizations that have created the vaccines that are being used here in Canada have decided to change the names of those vaccines, and Health Canada approved those name changes. So when you're submitting your ArriveCan application, maybe you need to look into the proper naming when you are submitting it. Also, on September 15th, Canada invited 521 PNP candidates to apply under the Express Entry program, and the lowest score was 732, which is a very good score, because considering that under the provincial invitations, you could receive up to 600 points. So 732 minus 600 is 132. Of course, that could be the lowest, potentially the lowest score that a person had, and they managed to receive an invitation under Canadian Experience, under Express Entry Provincial Nominee Program. Unfortunately, the Government of Canada is still reluctant to invite federal skilled workers. However, they continue to invite Canadian Experience class. Unfortunately, the number of Canadian Experience class that they invited this month was very low. They only invited 2,000 Canadian Experience class, and I believe the invitation occurred. I don't remember when was it. It was on September 11th. They invited only 2,000 people under Canadian Experience class to Express Entry, and the lowest CRS score jumped high to 462. So the lowest CR score was 462, which is, to be honest with you, in my opinion, it's crazy how high it is. The lowest score in the last draw was 403. So that's a 59-point jump in one draw. But that's partly because in September, we didn't have any invitations. And this very first invitation only invited 2,000 people. So that's probably why the score was so high. Now, again, if you want to know more about Canadian Experience class and invitations and everything else, I post the link here. on the chat box, and we will also post it below this video later on. And I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about as news pieces. Yeah, I think that's good enough. But if you want to see all our news posts, just please visit our website or settler.news, or you can, as I mentioned, you can follow us on Google News, and we will share with you the latest updates and developments in the world of immigration to Canada. Okay, let me take a look at the questions as well. If I know the answers, I will be more than happy to answer them. So there is one question. So good morning, Andy. Thank you for being here. So we have Stuart Ray. I was on skilled labor demand in Canada. So I'm not sure if this is a question or just piece of information, but thank you for your message. So the next question is from the Korana or Horana. Hi, any idea of the knock codes picked by Alberta? I don't think they limited to any specific knock codes, or at least I don't have that information here. All I know is that the lowest score was 400 and 300. So they were very generous in terms of the invitations, but I don't know if they limited to any specific knock codes. I don't have that information handy. So the next question is from Hasibullah Amani. Hi, dear Parsai. Have a tattoo on my arm. Is it okay for biometrics? So thank you very much for the great question. So let me tell you what is biometrics and what is it about. So biometrics is about making sure that somebody who is entering Canada is the same person who applied for immigration to Canada. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is, of course, for security screening, which is a huge one. So they want to run your photo or your fingerprints just to see if it triggers in any shape and form. And then they decide whether to allow you to travel to Canada or immigrate to Canada or not. And when you go for biometrics, it involves a digital photo from your face and fingerprinting all 10 fingers. And of course, it's digital fingerprinting. And that's pretty much it. So they don't take a look at your arm or your body, nothing, just here, neck and above, and 10 fingerprints. So generally speaking, a tattoo on your arm has nothing to do with biometrics, and you should be okay. So we're not worried about a tattoo on your arm. Okay, so the next question. Oh, now I have this Stuart Rai. You can provide work permit visa in Canada, but no experience. It is possible. Okay, so I think, first of all, you need to know that we are not a recruitment agency. So we do not help people to find jobs in Canada. If you want to find jobs in Canada, then you need to go through recruitment agencies. Now, generally speaking, when it comes to recruitment from outside Canada, it's very uncommon for recruitment agency to find talent from outside Canada, with the exception of some areas. For example, we have seasonal agricultural worker program, which farmers hire agricultural workers for their farms in Canada. Those agricultural workers work temporarily. Usually they stay here in Canada 6 or 7 months a year. The maximum duration that they may stay in Canada is 11 months, and they work in Canada, but these are government-run programs. They are not directly run by any recruitment agency or any immigration consultant or immigration lawyer in Canada. They just hire those people through their agents, government agents in their home country. They come to Canada, they work, and they go back. With other kinds of skills, it's very unlikely you will find jobs in Canada with the help of an immigration consultant or immigration lawyer or a recruitment agency. It's very difficult. And sometimes, of course, people ask you for money. They shouldn't. You shouldn't pay anybody to find jobs for you in Canada. This is illegal to the best of my knowledge in Canada. So you should stay away from that as well. And that makes it very difficult for somebody from outside Canada to find jobs in Canada, because even some people pay money to find jobs in Canada. But when they show up in Canada, they realize that the job doesn't really exist. So you have to be careful. And some people that they try to find jobs in Canada, they are exposed to human trafficking, abuse, and all different kinds of things. So be careful with that. It's a weird thing in terms of finding jobs from outside Canada. So the next question is, Bionic vaccine is useful for immigration. So I'm not familiar with this vaccine, but what I can tell you, the vaccines that are being accepted by the Canadian government, there is one vaccine that you just need to take one shot, and that vaccine is Johnson and Johnson. But the other vaccines that are acceptable, one of them, or the big one, is Pfizer BioNTech. Now, in different countries, it may have some different names. So I don't know if Bionic that you're referring is BioNTech. But if it's a Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, which recently has been named, and I hope I'm reading the name correctly, but Comirnaty or Comirnaty. And the other one is the Moderna vaccine, which will be called in the near future Spikevax, and the AstraZeneca vaccine, which will be called Vaxzevria or something like that. I hope I pronounced these names correctly. But at the end of the day, if you have taken any of those 4 vaccines, then you may try, if you're fully vaccinated, at least 14 days have passed since your last vaccination, then you may use them. Other vaccines, unfortunately, IRCC doesn't accept them. Now, keep in mind, if you are not fully vaccinated and you have you want to travel to Canada, but your travel to Canada is non-discretionary, it means that you have no choice, but you have to come to Canada, or you have already received an exemption from the immigration authorities, then you may travel to Canada. The problem is that when you reach here, you need to do a test again, and also you need to quarantine for 14 days. But for fully vaccinated people, they don't. So when can start direct flights from India to Canada? Well, that's so the question is from Sitarama Raju. So that's a very good question. I wish I knew the answer. So we know that they extended the limitation until September 21st, and which is 2 days from today. And we haven't heard anything from the government. So does this mean that flights will resume after September 21st? I don't have the answer, but I keep my fingers crossed that this happened, because I have lots of Indian clients and Pakistani clients that they are stuck outside Canada, or their application are not being processed. So I'm hoping that we will see some relief in travels from India to Canada, and we'll see that. So we don't know yet, but sign up to our news on Google News. We will update you. So you can provide work permit, visa, and okay, so I read this. Can you provide some recruitment agency number? Please help me. So I don't know any recruitment agencies, but all you need to do is just Google them. Google recruitment agencies in Canada. But again, I emphasize the chances that you get help from an organization to be able to find jobs in Canada is close to none. So don't count on finding jobs through an agency. It's very, very unlikely. I'm not saying it's impossible. I've seen cases, successful cases, that they hired an immigration consultant or immigration lawyer or a recruitment agency and they found jobs in Canada. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just that it's very rare. So the Kartik says, another week gone, no update from IRCC about study permit marking attendance in the stream. Unfortunately, yes, they are very slow. Now, what I have seen, because they had said that if you submitted your application for visit visa, not study permit or work permit, but for visit visa before September 7th, 2021, we recommend that you submit your application again. So this is what we have been doing in the past couple of weeks. It has kept us very busy in resubmitting all these applications. But at the same time, something weird happened, because in the past few days, I have seen many visit visa applications being issued for my clients. And these are the visit visa applications that we submitted long time ago. So somehow they started processing TRV applications. So hopefully we will see some movements in study permit and work permit applications. And as I speak, just this morning, they have updated the cases of some of my clients. I haven't. After this video, I will watch go to IRCC website to see what happened, but it's likely that they have processed a couple of other of my clients, or more than a couple. So let's see. Thank you, Andy. So Hasibullah says, thanks so much. Thank you very much, Hasibullah. Mr. Will, can you apply for ITA from 2 provinces at the same time? Is it misrepresentation? So, Mr. Will, I don't think they will. I don't know about whether to call it misrepresentation, because misrepresentation means hiding information and also falsifying information. So if you apply for 2 provinces and you say, if you approve me, I will come and visit in your province, you are not saying, and that will potentially not be misrepresentation. I don't know. But I would say that provinces are very sensitive to such a thing. So although it may or may not be considered misrepresentation, the fact of the matter is that as soon as a province finds out that a person is interested to go to another province, then they will cancel your application and refuse you. So that's why you put yourself in a weird position if you claim that you want to move to 2 different provinces. Not that only, the other issue is that in most cases, it's very unlikely for a person to qualify for multiple provinces. But again, if you want the official answer in terms of provincial application, I need to look into the circumstances surrounding the applicant. But generally speaking, you're just applying, and it doesn't mean anything unless you lie on your application forms. That's a different story. For example, if they ask you, do you also want have you applied under application for another province, and you say no, that's a different story. This is definitely misrepresentation. But if somebody is open and honest with both provinces and say, oh, okay, if they ask, they say, yeah, I have applied for another province and waiting for the response as well, that's if the province allows you to go through that, then it's highly unlikely to call it misrepresentation. Any date when IRCC will work on full strength? Not really. We don't have any dates. Look, IRCC, so we have inside Canada and outside Canada. So inside Canada, right now, I would say the only hot button province is Alberta. And that's why CPC Edmonton, which is located in Alberta, is not working properly. But I've seen that the Ottawa office is working. The Vancouver office is working. CPC Mississauga in Ontario is working. The other office that is not working full force is the Sydney, Nova Scotia. However, recently they started issuing file numbers for some applications, so it looks like that there are some positive movements going on as well over there. So this is about inside Canada province offices. For outside Canada offices, it depends on the circumstances of that specific country. So in some countries, they are very active. Actually, I've seen the visa office in Saudi Arabia is active. Visa office in Singapore is active. Visa office in Colombia is active, but some of them are not active, like visa office in Sydney, Australia, visa office in Warsaw, visa office in Ankara. These visa offices, Abu Dhabi, these are the offices that are very slow. New Delhi, they're very slow. They hardly ever work. And I'm hoping that they change their policies and they reactivate those visa offices. Sir, my wife got visa, but after visa, they said because of system glitch, they create two applications. That's visa stamp, other UCI number. I didn't get your question. So it looks like that there are some glitches on the system in terms of issuing a visa. Usually, if something like that happens, you need to communicate with the immigration authorities directly, and they will fix it for you. It's not if, for example, somebody has two UCIs, it's all they need to do is just to contact IRCC and let them know that there are two unique client identification attached to them, and ask the immigration authorities to fix that issue, and they will fix it for you. So if that's the question, but if your question is something else, I don't know. Okay, so thank you very much for attending this live session. I'm going to end this one a little bit quicker because we don't have many questions, and I also have a ton of things to do. Again, my name is Al Parsai. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I teach immigration courses at Ashton College. If you are a practitioner, on September 28th, I will start a new advanced course on inadmissibility to Canada. By all means, please attend that course. It's just visit Ashton College website and you can find that course. Also, you can support me by purchasing my book, 88 Tips on Immigration to Canada. Thank you again. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Yannick. And how you can find me, just on the bottom of this video, there is a link to our contact information, so you can easily find me. So as soon as I end this stream, if you look at any of my videos, you will find it, but visit our website, settler.ca. I just posted here as well. Okay. Thank you, and see you next week. I will be back next Sunday at 10 a.m.